you can have a golf green at home with this. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. You've always wanted to be able to putt, maybe even chip at home. Maybe you're just looking for that golf green, AstroTurf look and feel for your patio so that you can run your toes through it on a nice warm day. Well, hey, you can do it with this. I just picked this up. It's from Amazon and it's an AstroTurf carpet, but I am expecting to use this for a putting green. Now, this thing is pretty big and it's not going to cost a lot of money. And so if you've ever thought about, hey, it would be nice if I didn't have to go to the driving range to use the putting green there, to try out a new club, to try out some putters, to work on my putting stroke. Now you can have that at home. Now you can get these in all sorts of different sizes, but I picked this one up because it was pretty big. And that's because I really wanted something so that I could work on my lag, because I actually usually pick a pretty good lie, but getting the distance dialed in, especially when you're switching around putters or trying a new putter, can be tough. So for me, feel on putters was the most important thing. Now, this mat is interesting because it is semi-permeable. So if you use it outside and an animal pees on it or it rains, I think the water should go through it. And you might be able to see here that there are some little tiny holes. So I don't think the material, you can see it's kind of this rubberized texture on the back, is permeable, but these little holes in here allow water to drain through it, which is kind of nice. On the inside here, we have kind of that standard AstroTurf grass-like material. This is actually a pretty short pile. I think it's 0.4 inches. So it's nice and short and should mimic a green feel. And you can see here, it's pretty robust. So I don't think you're gonna have to worry about this tearing or ripping as you're walking across it. Now, because like I said, I wanted to work on lag, I got this in a pretty big cut here. So it's 6 feet wide, taller than me, and 20 feet long. Let's roll this thing out and check it out. There it is, all rolled out of my driveway here. So I have 20 feet of putting distance, which is going to be great. Like I said, for improving lag. My driveway isn't perfectly flat here, which is actually good because then I can get some rolls and try to read the green. I will also say this material is not very heavy. So even though it is 6 foot wide and 20 feet long, I have no problem myself carrying it around, which is really nice. So I can just kind of roll it back up, put it in the corner. It's much lighter than a carpet or a rug would be. It feels a lot like a foam, you know, foam and plastic. So it's really actually quite light. And what you can see here is, gives me a good simulation of what a ball will do. And I have some really big cracks in my driveway here. So that is going to be about the worst green that you can walk on. See my feet there kind of crushing the pile down, but I'm not worried about that at all. Now, the other nice thing about this is you could stitch these things together. So they make some tape here. So if you get multiple rolls of this, you want to carpet a big patio, you can get some tape to put these together. It kind of goes underneath it and we'll kind of stitch it together, hide the seam. The other thing is you can get some stakes. If you want to pound this into the ground, you've got a nice flat surface that you're just trying to cover up. Maybe it's a shaded area that doesn't grow grass. I was thinking about that. Create a really large putting green. And as you might expect here, one of these little $6 or $7 golf holes is going to be a nice little addition to finish this sucker out. So let's roll some balls. All right, guys, so you can see there what I really need to work on is the distance here, the lag on my putting. And so that's why I picked this up. Now, one of the things that will help is to just kind of get rid of any of the undulations or imperfections in the terrain. And so what I'm actually expecting to do with this long term is just kind of put it in my basement on the concrete floor, so I know it's nice and flat. And that way you can really kind of dial in what distances you can hit with your putter and really kind of get that down consistently, so that when you do go on to the golf course, you've got that feel dialed in. So like I said, whether you're using this for a putting green, obviously outside it's working just fine, but inside as a kind of a large practice putting green, I think it's going to work great. Now you can get some of those shorter strips here that are 2 feet wide and 10 feet long, but I think for the money, this thing is absolutely awesome. It was only about $160 for this much carpet, and I feel like I could pitch a tent on here and camp on it as well and get that outdoor feel. But if you want to pick it up, I'll put a link to it in the description below. Peter von Panda, out.